Don, how nice of you to stop by so unexpectedly. Just when I'm showing Realitone Strings. We don't actually have a name for it, that's why it says Realitone Strings Project. Come up with a name, maybe we'll give you a free copy. We were going to call it Realitone, or the Untitled Realitone Strings Project. For people who have done pilot season here in Los Angeles, you'll get that reference. Anyway, this is a string library. We recorded this at Ocean Way United in Hollywood. We were going to do it in Europe. Just like the sound here better, we used LA players, the top session players in LA. So let me show you some of the patches that we have. The one I have up right now is this quarter tone vibrato. What the purpose of this library is mostly for atmospheric kind of things, or even aleatoric things, and then it's also for textural soft strings. This is a quarter tone vibrato we just wanted as an effect. And we wanted that so that people who have other libraries can get, feel more comfortable with what their sustain patches would sound like. Little joke there. No, other libraries, they're in tune. Don't worry, I'm just making a joke. So let me play you a soltasto. It's just a beautiful sound, and I mean, I sound like a salesman, but that's why we did this where we did it and using the players that we did. I think it makes the difference. The soltastos are just really pretty. We've got, of course, a lot of other articulations, but they always bring to mind harmonics, so I'm going to play that as well. I just love these. There's one that I want to show you. We had a million ideas for what we wanted to do because we wanted to make this a library that's as versatile as we can. For anybody who's seen the score to Jackie, I don't even know that I should name that. We really should have changed the name of this patch. But let's see, this one's gonna, for this you've got, this is gonna move. Well, first I'll just play it. So you can make it go up or down, you can make it go up a half step, a whole step, and then you can make it, kind of short that it goes up, kind of short that it goes down. So since we did that, we thought it'd be also kind of cool if we gave you the option or the ability to make it do that on the release as well. So I'm going to turn on this release, and we'll set up slow bend for the outro. You got your choices here of the same thing. When you release, it can go up, it can go down, it can go 1 beat, 2 beats, or it can go, that might be the end of the options. So this time what's going to happen, I'm going to play the same thing. Actually, I'll play this, well, I'll play the same thing. We've got all kinds of release options. We've got, also you could have a much quicker kind of thing. Call this grace note. Or you can make it go down. That went up a fifth. I'm gonna try one where we go down a fourth. We have one that doesn't work that goes. This is still in progress. We're a few months away still. And then we've also got, here's one that's kind of interesting. I'm going to change away from the open thing. I'll go to a straight normal articulation. So what I'm going to do here is we thought it'd be kind of cool for people who are fans of Michael Giacchino's score of Lost, where you can play a note and then the notes all spread out like that. So when we did that, we thought, what if we've got different lengths of that. That's a short one, you got longer one, very long. What if we turn that around? So I'm going to take off this release. I call that scatter. So I'm going to go here. So then I can play something like this. So it's each string coming from a different place and they all merge into their single note. And then of course you play a chord, and the THX things which was recorded with synthesizers. Actually, it's kind of amazing how much that sounds like that. So let's see what other articulations we've got here. Here's one that's, I think was we've got finger trills. And right now we're set up, they're just basic semitone. And then you've got whole tones finger trills. Now, that's what most people give you, but here at Realitone, we got to give you even more. So we gave you also minor third finger trills. And we did major third finger trills. And when we did that, we realized that if you play a major third on the E, brings you, that was a C chord. So the E and the C chord, that major third brings you up to the G sharp. You don't want a G sharp in your C major chord. So we're gonna create a intelligent script that recognizes what chord you actually want, so the different intervals will get played depending on where you are in your scale. Now, the most exciting part of the most fun part of what this does is we also include what we call add-ons. And what the add-ons do, let's say in this case we've got ricochet. So if I play, in case you don't know what a ricochet, that's a ricochet. They're bouncing their bow on the string. So what we did is, originally we recorded the entire ensemble. This is a chamber ensemble, by the way, it's 14 strings. Basses were recorded separately. There's a separate button on here. You can turn the basses on and off. You can also shift the octave of the bass. So we had the entire ensemble play just play ricochets at random, and then we realized it'd be better if we had more control. So instead, what we did is we had, okay, you violin, play a ricochet, now play another one, now play another one, then other violin, play one, play one, play one, viola, cello. So we got a whole bunch of ricochets, so this just triggers them, and now I have more flexibility because I can put them like that's at that speed, so now I can increase the speed. So now they're occurring more on top of each other. You can mix that with something else. I'm going to bring in a harmonic. And I'll lower the ricochets a bit too. Now as I do this, it brings up another feature that we have in this, is you'll notice that we've got layer 1 and layer 2. Now the purposes of that, layer 2 doesn't work, but when it does, it will be so that you can have one thing on layer 1, that can be the bottom of your mod wheel, or whatever controller you want to use, and then layer 2 is the top layer. So maybe what you want to do is you just want to have just the harmonic bed, just playing it, and you want to bring in the ricochets, so that could be layer 2, and as you bring the mod wheel up, then your ricochets come in, or whatever it is that you want, whatever combination. The more obvious combinations, of course, is you'll have like sultasto, and then you have like a little bit louder sultasto with vibrato, or whatever. We're going to give you the option to do that. So I'm going to show you another example of what we can do with these add-ons. This one is sudden swells, where you'll hear it. And again, this is something that we can increase the speed on. I love that one. Here's one, this is my favorite of all. This one is a harmonic that they're playing where they go across the bow. It's random arpeggiated harmonics. And then of course I can increase the speed of that. And it just makes a beautiful. Add the harmonics again for the main sustain part. And then we've got some other features that we incorporated here. You can see, right now a lot of this is just kind of dummy, but you can see that we've got what's called Zone A, but that's because right now the entire keyboard is playing the same articulation, including the same 2 layers. But we could then do multi-zone, where you have these different zones here. We're going to have up to 12 zones. Right now we've only got 4 on here. And with these zones, then for this zone here, I can then choose new articulations, and for this one I can have new articulations. So in the different areas of the keyboards, you'd be able to play stuff. So you'd be able to, because usually in the lower keys you may not want like the arpeggiated harmonics that we just heard, for instance. Maybe you only want those in one section. Maybe you want some kind of randomized what the EVOs were doing, or all these different kinds of things. Another thing that we have on here is that you'll see that we've got the high strings. I can turn the strings off so that I only hear the basses. Actually, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to bring back something more normal. That's so normal that it's called normal. So now you're only hearing the basses, but I can also bring the basses here so you're hearing the octave lower of the basses, or just the high strings, or both together. And then for the basses, we don't have it on here right now, but we're gonna have a volume adjust knob so you can, because sometimes you want the basses a little bit louder than what they would normally be in a mix, or sometimes you want them a little bit quieter. But we've been really excited about this. We're thinking that we're gonna probably release in about 2 or 3 months. Price point, I don't know. Name, I don't know. Come up with a name, maybe we'll give you a free copy. That's the Realitone Strings project, and so great that you just happened to be strolling by.